What is going on, guys? So today we're back with another Pokemon Masters video, and yeah, I know it looks a little different in here. So this is kind of a project that I've been working on. I'm not ready to reveal everything that's happened inside of where I'm standing, but I will do a small little video very soon kind of detailing everything and all of the changes and things that are going to be happening. My goal with this is to, one, keep the information alive in the videos. I don't want to take out any of the information that I try to relay to you guys, but also still provide a fairly relaxed type of video. I don't want it to be like super like in your face anymore. I kind of have done that and kind of want to transition into something a little bit more relaxed and a little bit more digestible in terms of the information that I try to relay through these videos. So anyways, today we're actually going to be taking a look at both Lyra and Chikorita, sorta, kinda. So since both Lyra and Chikorita were just actually featured in their own spotlight banner, I figured it'd be a pretty good idea to go ahead and give them a spotlight now rather than try to wait on that, and kind of talk a little bit about what they are really good at and possibly some of the things that they just don't really like deliver on. Really fast, since the bulk of this video is actually going to pertain to Meganium, we're actually going to take a look at Chikorita and Bayleaf just really quickly to kind of detail what they are all about. So as you can see here with Chikorita at level 100 now, keep in mind that all of the information in this video is going to assume max level until we get to a later part in the video where I will personally use Lyra and Meganium to try to, you know, show off a little bit of what they're about. As you can see, HP is 635, attack 113, defense 104, special attack 183, special defense 133, and speed at 148. As you can see here, we do have Energy Ball, Dire Hit All, Sunny Side Up, and Light Screen, and we do have Grass Sync Beam. So in terms of our moves, they don't change up until we get to Meganium, and the only thing that changes is our sync moves. So we keep all those moves all the way up through. We also keep Solar Shield here, which of course prevents us from being affected by status conditions if the weather is sunny. Considering that we keep all of these moves all the way up until Meganium, we're not going to focus too much on those just yet. As you can see with Bayleaf here, you do get a little bit of bump in your stats at 695 on HP, 115 attack, 107 defense, 187 special attack, 141 special defense, and 151 on the speed. So once we get into Meganium though, this is where we get the bulk of our stats, which is really, really interesting. As you can see here, we do have an HP of 722, an attack of 119, a defense of 112, a speed of 157, a special attack of 193, and a special defense of 159. So already, like, the biggest outlier here is that HP stat. It's huge, it makes up a ton of bulk, but interestingly enough, even with that huge HP number, we actually only put a slight dent into the bulk here. So if you just take overall bulk, Meganium is actually going to end up being 6th in overall bulk. Rosa still is going to remain at the very, very top. And actually, Servine actually ends up having more bulk than Meganium does, which just goes to show how freaking bulky that Superior is once you get all the way to the top. Now, in terms of physical bulk, we are actually 3rd in physical bulk. And if I'm not mistaken, it's Dusclops that ends up being the top physical bulk. I will put that in the video somewhere. I can't remember off the top of my head. And then if we talk about special defense bulk, that is of course going to remain with Rosa and Superior. But oddly enough, we do end up being 2nd there. We actually end up beating out our Servine in that situation because we're not actually trying to take a product of all of the bulk stats, which is HP, defense, and special defense. If we just do HP and special defense, we actually can end up beating that Servine. So we actually end up coming 2nd there. So as you can imagine, this thing is super, super bulky, but it's not quite bulky enough to like knock anybody off of their throne at this point. So keep that in mind as we keep talking here. So now let's actually go over a couple of the moves because that's going to work out nicely for what my next topic is. And the next topic is basically going to be about damage output. As you can see, we do have damage output here. So with Energy Ball, that is basically our only damaging move that we have. It's a 2-bar move. It's going to be 58 on the base power. It is a special attack. Luckily, we do have more special attack than we do have regular attack, so it actually works out a little bit in our favor there, but it's only 58 base power. And Superior has access to Energy Ball as well, but it also has Giga Drain, so it actually has a little bit more potential to do a little bit more damage than Meganium does. So Meganium, in my opinion, falls a little bit lower even than Rosa on the damage output because we just don't have enough to really push any good damage. But that's not really what we're used for. Next, we're actually going to talk about our utility here. So utility is one of Meganium's strongholds for me. So just in terms of our moves here, you can see we have Dire Hit All, which is insanely good. It's gonna actually increase crit rate for every single sync pair that's on your side of the field, which is already amazing. Then we have Sunny Side Up. So Sunny Side Up is really interesting because it raises the attack, special attack, and speed of all your allied sync pairs. But if the weather is sunny, then you actually sharply raise them, which is even better. So that little utility for the rest of your team is so good here because not only are you going to increase crit rates, but you're also going to be able to increase the attack, special attack, and speed. Speed is actually really important, I'm finding out here. So Sunny Side Up is already amazing. But then on top of all of that, we actually hit Light Screen, which Light Screen is just really freaking crazy. So it is a 3-bar move and you only can use it twice in a battle, but reduces special damage done to the allied field of play. So let's think about that. You can basically just put up a wall and prevent the opponent from doing any kind of special move damage to you. Not entirely, it's gonna reduce it of course, but holy cow, like that's really good, especially if you think about I don't know, some event recently that I've played was the Blaine event, and whenever he would use Heat Wave or whatever that, or even in Chapter 18, whenever Embor uses the AoE damaging move as well, it would be nice to just throw up a light screen and just basically nullify a lot of that damage and take a huge reduction damage instead. Big move there. I love Light Screen. So the next thing that we're actually going to talk about is future proof. So one thing that I do want to kind of touch on with Lyra is the fact that she really does need another sync pair on the team that can help push that sunny weather. At the moment, the only one in the game that's allowed to do that is Blaine. And unfortunately, that means that to get the most usage out of Lyra, you really gotta have Blaine on the team as well. Without Blaine, she's just kind of okay. She's not nearly as amazing. She's not bad by any means, but she's just kind of middle of the road for me. But once you add Blaine into the equation, it gets really interesting for Lyra. The only problem is that unless Blaine is actually gonna be able to output enough damage to the opposing team, he's kind of going to be dead weight. He does have plenty of speed, and he does pretty decent for himself, but unfortunately it just kind of seems like there's too big of a caveat to getting the most out of Lyra. You need Blaine to really maximize your output. So in terms of the future proofing, I can only imagine that we're gonna get more Pokemon that are gonna enable the sunny weather condition. It's not like they're gonna take away Pokemon. I mean, anyways, the biggest part of that is that the fact that we're gonna get more Pokemon that enable that sunny weather, the better options Lyra and Meganium have to pair with so that they can become even better. So there's almost like a little bit of future proofing that you can do here. If you go ahead and get Lyra, if you by chance already summoned her, then whoop-de-doo, great. Unless you really want her though, it's not necessary that you have to have her at this point, but it is going to be better in the future. She's one of those sync pairs that you get now, but you don't really get the full benefit out of unless you, like I said, run Blaine until a little while later. Once they start adding in these other Pokemon that can boost the weather conditions up to sunny, then we'll start to see how good Lyra really can be depending on what that sync pair is. And last but not least, I do want to throw out some team ideas that I kind of just, jotted down here. So the first one is Rosa and Hal along with Lyra and Meganium. So the reason that I think that's a really interesting team is, one, it's free to play otherwise than, Lyra and Meganium, but it's special attack galore. Not only is Rosa and Superior going to boost your special attack, but we also have a way to boost special attack here, plus we have a way to boost speed, which is always good. So basically any like heavy hitting special attacker will work. I just threw Hal because he was free to play. You could use Karen, you could use whoever you want to, honestly. Gengar, I mean, any special attacker will actually do really good in that team. The next team is actually going to be Blaine, I know, and Brandon. So hear me out here, because Blaine and Brandon are actually going to be able to help a ton with the speediness of a team, because both of their speeds are insanely high. If I'm not mistaken, Blaine has the highest speed in the game, which is just kind of awkward, but Trico and Brendan also have a really high speed stat, plus they're able to output tons of damage, whether it's physical attack or if it's special attack, because Sunny Side Up, remember, will boost both attack and special attack plus speed. So it already is like rolling in terms of the buffs there, but then you add Blaine on top of that with making the weather sunny, and holy cow, you are sharply raising those 3 stats, and Trico is going to take so much advantage of that. So much advantage that I think that is just a really cool idea. And last but not least on the team ideas that I had was Flint and Lisa. So Flint actually has the unique property of having the exact same regular attack and special attack. So you kind of get this weird concoction of being able to push either physical damage or special damage. So I thought that that was really interesting, kind of in the same vein as Trico, but I think that the moveset that Flint has on Infernape is a little bit more well-rounded in terms of being able to push either or. Leaf Storm on Trico is just so much insanely higher than, what is it, Bullet Seed? It's Bullet Seed. So the fact that we have Flint that's able to push either physical or special damage more well-rounded than Trico, and then we actually pair that with Lisa, which actually can help boost a ton of attack, a ton of special attack, and she's actually able to boost special defense as well. So not only is Meganium going to be even more tankier with the special defense buff, but we're actually going to get to be able to boost up Flint and Infernape to actually help push a ton of damage either way. So it was just kind of an interesting set of teams that I could really think of, like on the spot whenever I was writing down on my notes. I haven't actually tested any of them, so I don't know if that actually works out in practice, but let's actually try to do that right now. So what we're actually going to go to here is we're just going to go up to the level up course just because why not. So as you can see, I already have Rosa, and let's actually switch out to Hal here so that we can try out that first team that we talked about. Unfortunately, I personally do not have Blaine, so I can't just throw that team together. We will do the Flint and the Lisa one though right after this. So let's go ahead and check this out and see how well this actually does. Now we don't have any type advantage in this, which is kind of a reason that I wanted to do this one. So let's just actually try to boost up Hal like crazy. Special attack all there. We'll do a Sunny Side Up. And Philly Rolling Breeze is the user speed and the evasiveness. So I definitely want to start raising up speed. I definitely think that that will be very cool. So let's go ahead and do that there. And then we're going to do a light screen just to go ahead and save ourselves. We'll do that discharge just to kind of start outputting some damage. And as you can see there, that's already, I mean, starting to tear through the 2 outside ones, which aren't nearly as important as the Sceptile in the middle. But let's see how good we can do with this second discharge here. As you can see, we are buffed to the max on a ton of these. So we already have our sync move. Let's go ahead and output this sync move here. I should have done Meganium. We'll do Meganium's next turn because I haven't personally seen it. I haven't seen the heart, gold, so whatever it is, but boom, as you can see right there, tons and tons of special attack, super duper heavy on that. You actually get the speed buff on the Alolan Raichu, which I didn't mention that earlier, but that is just an amazingly fast team, super quick if you're wanting to just kind of run through some auto battles and kind of grind out some things. Definitely good for that. So now let's go in and we will switch this up here. We're gonna do Flint, and we're gonna do Lisa here in the middle. Okay, so this is actually going to still focus a lot more on Flint here, but Meganium and Lisa are actually going to be able to boost and kind of fill in some gaps for the Infernape because it doesn't have a ton of special defense as is. We're actually going to be able to kind of fill in some gaps there with Lisa, and then of course just be boosting a ton of stuff here with our Meganium as well. So let's go ahead and hit Dire Hit All, and then we'll use a light screen right after this. Now the only problem that I have with this team is that it just kind of lacks in terms of the bar regeneration. As you can see, that's still one of the most powerful things that you can have, especially on Rosa having such a huge number of bars that she can regain. Okay, as you can already tell, this team is going to be way slower, and we're gonna get screwed here. So let's go ahead and try to boost up speed once again. Try to get some of this bar back here. So we're gonna go ahead and use our sync move, and let's see what this looks like. I haven't personally seen that yet. That heart, super sweet, and tons of Leaf Storm, and the big heart there. Holy cow, that is super duper cool. So very cool there. I have literally missed every single Fire Blast. 85 on the accuracy, and I've missed 3 in a row. What kind of crap is that? Thank you there. So as you can see, huge damage, of course, we can expect that, but we're still kind of slow in terms of the bar regeneration. We don't have a ton of it. It is very fast in terms of refilling, but it's not nearly as fast as just having Rosa on the team. So there you go. That's a quick demonstration of like how to kind of use Lyra in my own little twisted way. I'm by no means an expert at her at all. I'm not even an expert at this game. Either way, I think that Lyra and Meganium are very cool, very interesting, but not really like meta defining. If you are already saving for maybe Red or Cynthia or any other sync pair that you like way more than Lyra, you could probably pass. If you do the whole daily discount thing and you actually have paid gems, there's no reason not to. It's a reduced price. By all means, just go ahead and do it. I personally think that I would still go for Blue over Lyra if I had to choose, because I think Blue has more of an impact now than Lyra does, because Lyra is definitely going to be one of those units that you have now and use later, is kind of how it feels like setting up here. But that is actually going to be it for the Limelight portion of this video. So now let's actually go back and let's check out some little scout here. So like I was just talking about, I personally still need Blue, so I'm actually going to be summoning for Blue today. Let's go ahead and head over here, and we do have the daily discount on all 3 banners. You know what? That's the way that. That's the same price as it would be if I was just going to do a normal scout. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll do all 3, hoping for Blue. We're seriously hoping for Blue. What kind of sweet animation? No animation. So let's see what kind of antenna we got. Really looking for those doors here though. And 3-star antenna. What kind of doors do we got? 3-star doors. Alright, so there's Janine. Okay, what are we going to really do with Janine? That's all good. 3 out of 5 on her. So getting close to actually getting some more 3-star power-ups from Janine there. And let's go ahead and, okay, slowly but surely. Still no flashy animation, of course. So what kind of antenna do we got? Regular old 3-star. Show me good doors. Show me some good doors. Some 3-star doors. And we got Marlene. Alright. Oh, it's Marley. I'm sorry. I'm bad with names. Imagine how it feels to play this game. And last but not least, we do have Blue. So, fingers crossed, this is the one. Boosted odds. What do we got? Nothing. We got nothing. Okay. See what kind of freaking antenna we get here. Ooh, a 4-star antenna. That's good. What kind of doors? Please give me good doors. Please give me good doors. 4-star doors, something we don't have, and it's Roxy. Unfortunately, we do already have Roxy. We still need a couple of the 4-stars, so I always get kind of hyped whenever we hit the 4-star doors, because I definitely need some more of those, but unfortunately, you know, all dupes today. We still need Blaine, Lorelai, Agatha, Brandon, of course, Gardenia. I always want to say that wrong. And then Cybold? Yeah. I still need quite a few 4-stars. And then, of course, Blue is the last one. So, that is actually going to be it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. Thanks so much for watching. As always, you can go down into the description, join the Discord server. I still have yet to figure out exactly how I'm going to do the co-op stuff. I think I'm just going to post a lobby code and just tell people, first 2 people to join, we'll go for it. Either way, that is actually it. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks so much for watching. Until our next episode, I'll go ahead and play those ending credits for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Always remember that if you like to like videos, you could do that, but if you don't, you could be that guy. Otherwise, let me know what you have to say down in the comments below about the video. I do highly appreciate you guys watching. If you guys want to support me in any way, there are several links down in the description for Patreon, joining the community here on YouTube, or even just directly PayPal if that's your thing. I greatly appreciate everyone's name that's on screen, as you guys have showed some sort of support outside of just viewing the videos, and I thank you guys. You don't understand from the bottom of my heart. So until our next video, guys, I will catch you then.